What's up, everybody? It's Doug from Mojo Break, back with another edition of 5 Up, 5 Down. 5 hype takes and 5 hot takes about the sports card hobby. First off, make sure you guys do vote for the SCN Media Network for Hobby Media Platform, the best in the business. Because for the best tantalizing content, you're at the right place. Make sure you guys hit subscribe. This is votable on Mantle through Yahoo. So go ahead and search that up. Make sure you vote. I think we got about 10 more days to vote. So get on there right now. Speaking of a great podcast, the guys did a live yesterday about shill bidding, and it's the topic of conversation right now in the hobby. And this down arrow isn't for the content because the content is amazing. This down arrow is for shill bidding. And it's finally my turn to make a take on this. I know everybody and their moms already has a take on shill bidding, as some big players, namely, I think P. Ryan Patrick, is allegedly was shill bidding on some big auctions on some of the bigger platforms, got caught, apologized, but then threw some other names under the bus. And also Mr. Dr. Beckett had a take that the hobby did not like on his podcast. So definitely go search around if you're like, what is this guy talking about? Shill bidding is when a card is listed, when you're selling your own card on another platform, such as like Fanatics Collect, Alt, Golden, and you are bidding on your own card to drive up the price. So that's the explanation for shill bidding, if you did not know what that is. Being in this hobby for over 15 years now, we actually did early on do some consignments for our customers through eBay. And this is about 10 years ago. So the market was completely different. We made our customers sign an agreement to not shill bid on their own cards. Nonetheless, 10 to 15% were caught shill bidding their cards, because when you are selling cards, you can see the names. The average viewer only sees, especially on eBay, only sees the beginning letters of the name and the last few letters of the name. So you're not sure exactly who it is. We knew exactly who was bidding on the cards. So people could not help themselves for bidding on their own card, which caused us to stop the consignment service. I mean, it was 10 years ago. Maybe we were short-sighted, but we didn't like the transparency of us providing the cards and breaks, and then the customers hoping to get the most value. We felt like it was a little bit of a conflict of interest. So we stopped doing it. But there's a lot of money in this hobby right now, and cards are going for record numbers. And it's a lot of greed going on. People are feeling like their cards aren't going for enough, or they're just feeling like they could run it up and take the money from some dumb millionaire who doesn't care what money they spend. They just want the card. And we just got to have some more transparency in this hobby. I feel like eBay, and correct me if I'm wrong, put it in the comments below. I feel like eBay provides the most transparency as far as at least seeing some of the bid history, and maybe some of these other sites I don't really use Alt that much. But Golden, I feel like you can't really see who's bidding on the cards. Some of these other sites, it's like, you are questioning some of these record sales now, because stuff like this comes out and it makes you think, like, how many of these auctions that I were involved in did I overpay? And you keep seeing record sales. I mean, we have a Steph Curry manga out of Prism Black that sold for $48,000, and it's climbing. That's insane to me. If we played guess that price on that card when that came out, I would say it's like a $5,000 to $10,000 card. And this is coming from an industry veteran who's seen all these inserts. To me, I know Prism Black was like one of the last Panini releases, and maybe it's the last chance at an insert from Panini, but we don't know how many of these are made. And to run these up, it's absolutely insanity for these cards to go for $46,000. Prism Black was a product that was inserted into Chronicles. Chronicles, if you guys don't know, is a product that Panini makes that has a bunch of different designs, stuff that they no longer use, stuff that they introduced. Prism Black was an insert in Chronicles. Just because they're like, we got to make more releases before we lose the NBA license, they made Prism Black as a standalone. Expect them to do the same here with football coming up. And there's no reason for a card out of Prism Black to go for $48,000. I don't care who it is, but that's the market we're in. So I think we're seeing is how much can we push these auctions, and guys can't help themselves. They see dollar signs. They send the card to Golden. They send the card to Alt. They send the card to name auction house. And they have in their mind that I'm going to get $500,000 for this card, and I'm going to buy a new house, a new car. I'm going to buy another set. I'm going to buy that Jordan I've always wanted. So they can't help themselves when they see 1 day left and it's like half the price. And it's not great. We got to eradicate this from the hobby because there is a lot of larger players coming in this hobby, and there is more money in this hobby as far as big cards are concerned. So we got to be more transparent. And I don't know what the answer is to that, but I'd like to hear some comments below about what is the best way to prevent shill bidding. I almost had a crazy idea that we just got to do more live auctions with like Google like Hangout. Like you're invited to a Google Hangout. Your face is on screen. You are bidding on these cards. People can see you as the person. They know it's legit. But I get it. There's like a lot of anonymity to this. You know, a guy like, I don't know, Matthew McConaughey, let's just use him for example. He's not going to want to put his face on the screen. Charlie Sheen's not going to want to put his face on the screen. Some of these big name players, some of these big like athletes, they don't want people to know that they're buying these cards. Just they want to be private about it. And that's the crap thing about it is it's really hard to be transparent because people don't want other people to know what they're buying. I mean, we get it in breaks. We got guys that don't want packages sent to their home because they don't want their wife to know. So the anonymity of this all leads to the untransparentness, if that's a word, for all of this. Is it allows people to do this, and it's coming more to light with some of these bigger auctions, and really a key trusted player in this hobby that was allegedly caught accidentally bidding on his own card, which led to this whole wave of all this content that's been coming out about it, and it's negative and it sucks. And we just buy it now's best offers. Go to the shows. You throw these, and these auction houses are competing. I mean, we had a card that we pulled. We were fortunate enough to pull out of Flawless the dual Steph Clay champ tag auto, first of its kind. And we witnessed our customer dealing with all these auction houses and the promises they were making because they know that they have to have these cards in order to get more cards in the future and to grow their business. It's a very crowded field. There's a lot of players in the auction house field. So these promises, these guarantees, these aspirations from customers, we're in a huge market, which is the positive about it, is more and more people are getting in this. I mean, Kevin O'Leary's getting in it. Athlete, I just saw Karl Anthony Towns was ripping some Inception and pulled a Logo Man. So there's a lot of things going on that, like, people get very greedy. Don't shill bid on your card. If you are okay listing your card, you got to be okay with what it sells for. If you're not okay with what it sells for, don't auction it. Sit it up there with a buy it now and make offers, and take offers, I should say. So a positive is maybe we won't, get rid of kabooms, because if you've been following along, and most of you guys probably don't rip Combat Anthology, and I didn't even know what it was. They have kabooms in Combat Anthology, kabooms of Mike Tyson, kabooms of Ric Flair, kabooms of some of these other fighters. And what's crazy is the Mike Tyson, with 1 day left, is over $1,700 on eBay. Hopefully no show bidding on that one. But $1,700 on this unlicensed, in a sense, Mike Tyson kaboom. So we'll probably still see some kabooms. We're not going to see NBA licensed ones, and we're going to get the last NFL ones here. But Panini's going to still make products, and it's a good sign that they can basically take Mike Tyson, celebrity, one of the greatest boxers to ever do it, put him in a product, and there's still value to chase. So, Panini's like, I ain't going nowhere. So we'll see, but that's a good thing. Don't know if this is an up or a down, but don't know much about Satoshi Kojima, but he looked like he signed his auto with his feet, and maybe he did. Maybe that's how he got through 5,000 autographs. He had all 4 limbs going at it at once, but it's definitely an interesting auto. I don't want to say it's the worst auto I've ever seen. Don't blast me in the comments. Maybe the guy's got an issue and that's why he signs that way. But I immediately stopped on this auto as Panini was, promoting this product. And I was like, what in the world is going on? Down, Jaden Daniels. How are you feeling if you're a Jaden Daniels collector? I hear now that he may be back in a couple weeks, but the Commanders are obviously not in it. I mean, they would need to win out to make the playoffs at this point. Your golden boy from last year, your rookie of the year, your hype. I drafted him in the 4th round of my fantasy league. It is really kind of fallen behind, obviously, Bo Nix, Drake May, and some of the others of his rookie class. I mean, is he heading down the RG3 path? I hate to use another Redskin / Commander to compare him to. Or do you think he will bounce back and his cards will still retain value? I mean, Deebo Samuel, big fan of Deebo when he was on the Niners. Looks like he's lost a step. They don't really have much of a running game. They aren't competing. Jaden Daniels is not getting time. So what do you think in the comments below? Is it time right now to buy Jaden Daniels? Or are you waiting for him to come back and you're going to sell? Went to Pop Mart. I think it was this weekend with my kids, and they love Pop Mart. Hopefully one day they'll be breakers because they love Pop Mart. They don't love cards yet, but they love blind box. It's kind of similar. But we went over to Pop Mart and there was Labubus on the shelf. So is Lababu, are they dead? Are they dying? Did Topps signal the death of Lababu? Is Lababu going to be the new Beanie Babies? Or does Lababu still have some legs? Put the comments below if you think Labubus are still hot. Now, granted, these are all reprints of popular sets, and the newer set was not in stock, so there still is demand. But they are definitely printing these things more and more. And I heard the guy that started the company, or who's part of Pop Mart, is like the 10th richest guy in China now. So it's crazy, just off Labubus in Pop Mart. So what's very cool is this card, and I'm a Giants fan. I hate the Dodgers, but would love to chase this card. It was available on Topps now. I believe orders have closed, but one lucky person will get this Yamamoto Ohtani Sasaki World Series triple signed 101, which I think is awesome. It's really a sign of the whole series. Yamamoto being the MVP, the connection between all three of these guys. Awesome piece of history. Game used baseball. Awesome card. Props to Topps on that one. Shador Sanders got a little. This was from last week. Apparently, Shador Sanders Kaboom has the number 10 when he's the number 12. Some collectors are whining. I don't know why Panini picked 10. I think he was 2 in college. So he went with 12. So this rookie Kaboom is not going to have his number on it. So does that bug you? Do you not care? I mean, back in the day, a lot of guys have, and still to this day, Origins still has 00 because Panini gets these cards made before they've picked their number, unless they're like, a stud player that's already going to get their number, like a 3rd, 4th round guy. They don't know what number they're going to pick on that team, so they go 00. Do you like the 10 better than maybe they were going to go 00 with Shador because they didn't know, and they're like, 10 looks better because he's a quarterback? What's your thoughts below? Do you not care? I know Brock Purdy was number 14 when he was on the practice squad. So a lot of Brock Purdy's rookie cards have the number 14 on them. And then as the year progressed, they put number 13 on the card. So me personally, as a Brock Purdy collector, I don't want the 14s. I think the Prism is number 14, which kind of stinks. But some of his later cards went to his real number, which is 13. Leaf, they have bought Sports Illustrated for Kids license to make the perforated cards. You can see on the screen there's an Anna Lee Waters pickleball. First off, do you collect pickleball? I don't know anybody that does, but if you do, maybe it's the next big thing. I should get in. Is it the next F1? Put in the comments below. But what do you think about this? I have this as a positive because I do have fond memories of the Tiger Woods perforated cards. Going to the library and checking out if the latest edition of Sports Illustrated still had the cards in it, and some kid may have gotten it before me because I spent a lot of time at the library playing Oregon Trail, and then also looking for Sports Illustrated for Kids perforated cards. But most of the time, they were already ripped out. I don't know if it was by a kid or the library was like, these are for us. But anyways, I think it's cool that Leaf is doing this, and there might be some up and coming, stars that have their first card in this design. So I like what Leaf's doing over the years. My favorite set is Pop Century. And the reason I bring this up, because I think there is more room for entertainment. We've seen the success with Star Wars. We're seeing the success with Disney and the autos of celebrities. And Pop Century kind of really started this. And they really don't have a license for this. They just go out and sign these actors. This Kim Kardashian from 2011, this card goes for like 50 grand. She's actually got a really nice signature. But 2011 Pop Century. Pop Century comes out every year and it has a bevy of stars. We got Ozzy Osbourne last year, lots of Chevy Chase, Clint Eastwood, some up and coming artists, some hot rappers. I just want to see more of this. I want to see Tops. They tried with Green Day, wasn't really a hit with the Garbage Pail Kids, but I want to see more movie based and entertainment. And specifically for me, as a guy, you can see all my vinyl back there, a guy that collects music. I want to see more music, autos, relics, bands, stuff like that, genres. There's such a wide open field. So let's make something happen, Lee, for Tops. One of you guys get in it. Maybe Panini. They can't make NBA and NFL. Well, they can make NFL until the end of April, but can't make NBA, and they're soon not going to make NFL. So let's make some music stuff. Let's go. This card here, I have a few like this. I don't have this card, but I have a Buster Posey where the ink has faded over time. And this card shown here is just a big boy. You got Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Kevin Garnett, LeBron James, quad auto. I mean, it's an awesome Upper Deck Premier card. And the ink is all but faded, numbered 4 of 10 on an 8 on the grade. It's currently, I think it's up for auction. Might have ended already, but poses the question: would you buy this? I think this is very unique because Kobe Bryant is no longer with us, so we'll never be able to get a card like this again. But word to the wise, I learned this the hard way with some of my Buster Posies. I had an old display where UV lighting was directly placed on the card. And over time, if you leave it in the UV light, this is what's going to happen, especially with older cards. Now, can't speak to what Topps has done with some of the newer technology. I know they have tried to protect this. Also, the cases on PSA are supposed to be UV protected, but if you have a card like this, just don't put it in the light unless you have to. If you want to display it for a few nights or whatever, that's fine, but don't leave it in the light every day because this is what's going to happen. So Charizard is back, baby, man. I really love the Pokemon community as a sports card guy first, as a guy that grew up and kind of was too old to be in the first edition of Pokemon. I was already out of high school when it was really kind of popular to begin with. It took me a while to really get into Pokemon, and we have a great crew of gaming guys. Mojo Break Gaming. Shout out to Joe. Shout out to Los, Thor, Tim's. Gerpy. I mean, these guys kill it on our TikTok. So if you want to get into some stuff, they're actually breaking this now on TikTok. The brand new Phantasm. The return of Charizard. He hasn't been in a set for like almost a year now. And it's kind of refreshing. I mean, these cards are selling for more than they normally would, but you're not dealing with one-of-ones. You're not dealing with shill bidding allegations. You're not dealing with I think that's a $500 million card coming out of a new set. You're dealing with $500 to $700 to $1,000 cards. You're still dealing with set builders. You're still kind of dealing with, collectors that are, not necessarily looking for a big payday. I mean, and there is a payday in Pokemon, but I just really love the community. Not that I hate the sports card community, but it's refreshing to deal with some of these Pokemon. One Piece, Lorcana. I've been ripping Lorcana. Finally got an enchant here, as you can see on the screen. Finally got an enchant. Love ripping that with my kids. Not worried about getting a crap autograph of a guy that was drafted in the 5th round, 6th round. I'm not worried about that. There's not a lot of expectations going into stuff, and it's really made me focus more on the heart of collecting, and set building and showing my kids how this is. So you can check out mojobreakshop.com if you guys want to get some Phantasm Flames. Also, we're having a rip party this weekend. If you catch us in time, if you're in the Bay Area, we're having a rip party. Tacos, 20% off, giveaways, bounties. It's an event. We have it every major release for Pokemon. We also do tournaments in store as well. So real fun stuff. Check out mojobreakshop.com for that, where we have wax. If you want to get into breaks, mojobreak.com for breaks. We're also on Whatnots and Fanatics Live, and you can catch the gaming guys on TikTok. And that's all I got for you guys today. Hope you guys hit subscribe. Also, head over onto the Mantle Hobby Awards and vote for Sports Card Nonsense for Media Platform of the Year, and tell them I sent you there. And we'll see you guys next week on the Breakdown 5 Up, 5 Down.